Welcome to the competitive world of Rainbow Six Siege. The following video will explain the new format for Rainbow Six Esports in the Asia-Pacific region, how the region will fit into our global structure, and what you can do to get involved in Rainbow Six competitive play. First off, let's set the scene. Globally, 4 regions compose the Rainbow Six Esports program: North America, Latin America, Asia-Pacific, and Europe. Each region has its own dedicated competitive format that we'll dig into a little later. On a global scale, the Rainbow Six Esports program refreshes every year. 1 year equals 1 season, running from March to the following February. The 4 independent regional leagues run from March to December. These leagues are divided into 3 stages. At the end of each stage, the top 4 teams from each region will qualify for the Six Major, a global competition featuring the top 16 international teams. Depending on their ranking in the regional leagues and the majors, teams will earn points for the global standings. At the conclusion of the 3 stages in December, the 16 teams with the most points in the global standings will automatically qualify for the Six Invitational. 4 extra teams will have one last chance to qualify for the competition through regional open qualifiers, making the Six Invitational a 20-team competition, the most prestigious Rainbow Six Esports event, and a chance for teams to dominate the global stage and prove they are the best in the world. Let's move on to Asia-Pacific, aka APAC, and our unique regional structure. The Asia-Pacific League is divided into 2 divisions, APAC North and APAC South. Both divisions have their own competitive structure. Let's take a deeper look. APAC North combines the best teams from across Japan, South Korea, and Southeast Asia. They compete in a single online league composed of the same 12 teams for the entire season. Each stage consists of these teams facing off for 10 playdays spread across 5 weeks. The tournament will play out in a variation of the Swiss system. In other words, there is a random draw at the first round, then teams with the same or the closest win-loss ratio will face each other round after round. For example, during round 2, winners face off against winners. During round 3, teams with 1 win and 1 loss face teams with the same ratio, and so on. At round 6, win-loss ratio is refreshed and the league continues until we have the final rankings after 10 rounds. The top 6 teams of each stage make it to the APAC League playoffs. At the end of the season, the results from across all 3 stages will determine an end-of-the-year APAC North Division ranking. The top 8 teams will be invited back for the following season. The bottom 4 teams will have to play in a promotion relegation tournament for a chance to remain in the league. They will face the best teams coming up from the national competitions. Now let's move on to the APAC South Division that plays in parallel. APAC South is composed of 2 independent regions, Oceania and South Asia. In Oceania, 8 teams from across Australia, New Zealand, and the Polynesian nations will compete in the Oceanic Nationals, an online league. In South Asia, teams from Bangladesh, India, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka face off in a series of open online tournaments, ending with a closed bracket playoff. Each stage ends with the APAC South Division playoffs. This offline event is a double elimination tournament that pits the top 3 teams from the Oceanic Nationals and the winner of the South Asian Nationals against each other. The top 2 teams left standing will join with the 6 APAC North rivals that we mentioned earlier to the Asia-Pacific League playoffs. At the end of each stage following a double elimination bracket format, this online tournament will determine which teams out of the 8 will advance to the majors and have the opportunity to compete under the global spotlight. The teams placed 5th to 8th will score points for the global standings. In parallel, the top 4 teams will qualify for the Six Major, and depending on their final placement in this competition, will also earn points for the global standings. Stages 2 and 3 will follow the same model. In APAC, we also want to determine who the best team in the region truly is. In November, the rankings of the 3 stages are combined to form the final rankings of the season within the region. The top 4 teams will battle it out for the title of APAC champion and glory in the Asia-Pacific region during a special LAN event. Becoming the APAC champion is the ultimate goal, but before getting to the top, teams need to prove their skills through the national system. All national tournaments create the foundation for the Rainbow Six ecosystem, providing pathways through the grassroots scene into the regional leagues. From there, any player and team can make their mark at the majors and finally, the Six Invitational. The APAC Rainbow Six Esports program focuses on creating a player-first experience, allowing each and every player the chance to compete from a local community tournament to the biggest stage of Rainbow Six Esports, the Six Invitational. It's yours for the taking. Join us by watching our weekly broadcast or competing in the official competitions.